So we'll get things started. You hit the buzzer beater in the Olympic fire tournament to send your country to the Olympics. Hitting that shot in overtime, nonetheless. Tell me what that moment was like for you.
Yeah, it was kind of surreal and just like looking back on it and even just rewatching the video like over and over. Just kind of like all the emotions. I think it's really cool. I actually ended up leaving my 5-on-5 team in February to come train for 3-on-3. And so we had the opportunity in this qualifier and then potentially another qualifier that would have happened in Hungary. And so just I feel like just all the emotions of that kind of just wrapped up into the work that we had put in and just collectively as a team and individually throughout the past crazy number of years that I've been playing basketball. So just it was just a lot of gratitude, a lot of just proud of our team and just the effort that we were able to put in and just very thankful. But there were a lot of emotions with that, and just one being the game was over and we were finally had done and achieved our goal. But yeah.
That's awesome. So that kind of walks me right into my next question. Can you tell me kind of how the game of 3v3 is different to that of 5v5, at least in your opinion?
Yeah, I think it's very different, and I think that's kind of the cool thing about it. Obviously, it's still basketball. You're putting the basketball in the hoop, but it's half court. It's 12-second shot clock, so the speed and the tempo of the game is just quick. It's get the ball and go. You have a lot of spacing. There's 3 players on the court, so the spacing is very different than 5-on-5. And I think it just allows you to do a little bit more. You have more space. You have more. Just more range of what you can do and the things you can do as a player. And so yeah, it's fun. It's a good time and it's quick. You're 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes or first one to 21 points. And so it's 10 minutes of just straight sprinting. But it's a lot of fun. I love it. So
I'm sure. And you guys actually became Azerbaijan's first team sport to qualify for the Olympics,
yeah,
right? What
correct.
does that
Yeah.
mean for the country as a whole, for you guys to be able to make history and represent your country on the biggest stage?
Yeah. It means a lot. I think it was really cool when we had won. We called our federation and they were just like, I wish you could experience what we experienced here in the country of just like the professional men's league stopped the game to celebrate us qualifying. And they just said from the federation to like the prime minister and the president, like all around, like just how excited they were and just supporting us. And so it was really cool to be a part of the team and be a part of taking that step for the country. And it's a big step for them. And so to be a part of that is very special.
I'm sure. Now let's backtrack to your days at Anderson University. What was it like coming back to the States and playing collegiate basketball after having to play professionally, internationally for so many years, right?
Yeah, so I actually grew up overseas. I grew up in Azerbaijan, which is cool to be able to represent them. It's a place that I consider to be my second home. And so coming back to the States, my family came back a lot, but coming back to live by myself, compete at the collegiate level, it was definitely a transition. I think basketball wise too, just the tempo of American college basketball was different. So it definitely took me a couple of years, but just very thankful for the support from the Anderson community, from Anderson University, and just my coaches walking alongside me and just investing in me as a player and investing in what they thought I could do and the potential that I had. Because I was a little bit of a wild card coming from overseas. And so, but they kind of just took me in and said, we're going to take you and the skills that you have and invest in that. And they did. And so I'm very thankful for just all of Anderson community for taking me in. So.
Absolutely. You said you were a bit of a wild card, but I think you were a wild card that certainly paid off. Talk to me about Coach JB and his kind of tutelage, and how did your time in Anderson and your time with him kind of shape you to the player that we see today?
Yeah. So I actually signed with a different coach, Jimmy Garrity was at Anderson. And then when I came, Jonathan Barbary switched over and really just can't say much more than just a huge thank you just for the 4 years. And again, just how much he invested in me as a player and just really gave me the freedom to excel and have the opportunity to explore what I could do. And then now have taken that into my professional career. And so just can't be more thankful for the opportunity that he gave me and the trust that he had. And not only as a player, like as a person, like he's still somebody that texts me all the time, calls me. I go back to Anderson in the summers and work out with him and just and so it's very special to have that because I don't think you always get that with the college coach. But yeah, he's someone I consider family he'll be in my life and for as long as I'm here and as long as he's here. So just very yeah, it was a cool time and thankful for it.
I'm sure.
Thankful
When was the last time you've been at Anderson?
So it's two. Oh, that's a good question. So before I started playing 3-on-3, Anderson was kind of the place that I went in the summers to train and had access to the gym and stuff like that, and so the facilities, and so the athletic director kind of just it's a second home. I consider that part of my home too, just the people there and the friends that I have and the athletic community. But I think it was two. I actually went this past when I transitioned from 5-on-5 to 3-on-3. I went home and I went and visited and got to watch a game. So actually, not that long ago. It was probably in February, March that I did that.
Cool. So I know everyone obviously has the dream of winning gold, but what would that mean not only for yourself, but your country as a whole? First time a team sport has made it to the Olympic stage. I'm sure that would give you guys an entirely new realm of exposure than what you're probably used to.
Yeah, I think again, just recognizing that it's bigger than us. And I think that's really cool to be a part of something that's not only history for ourselves as athletes, like none of us have been to the Olympics, but a history for a country and what that looks like, and just the opportunity that we have to pursue excellence and to compete with the best athletes in the world. Like that's something I think that's every athlete's dream, is to be able to compete on that stage. And so to get there and do it, especially for Azerbaijan and the country that we all care about and have worked so hard together to pursue something, to see it actually play out. I think it's just exciting and looking forward to it.
How many ladies total are on the roster?
There are 4 ladies on the roster, and then we have a 5th player in case of injury or anything like that. But yeah, for the competition, it'll be 4. So 3 playing and one sub.
Gotcha. If you can specify, what are you most looking forward to about the upcoming Olympics?
Oh, that's a good question. I think competing, honestly, I think there's a lot with the Olympics, and I think that's going to be very exciting. The opening ceremony and being around all these athletes and getting to just kind of talk and have conversations. But I think just like playing with the best of the best and kind of getting to see what we can do and the work that we've put in and seeing how that can play out. But yeah, just being able to do with my teammates, people that I love and people that I'm very thankful that I get the time to be with and work towards such a cool goal. Yeah, very excited for it.
And I know you guys got to start with pool play. You got Spain up first, and then your second game is going to be against the United States. I'm sure that's one you probably have circled. What are you looking forward to about that matchup, playing the country that you used to live in?
Yeah, I think really just seeing how many of my friends and family are going to wear USA or Azerbaijan has been interesting. But yeah, USA is, I mean, they're the top of the top usually in a lot of different things. And so to be able to compete against them and to compete against some of the girls that we've played with the past 2 years on the women's circuit. And yeah, it's just, it's exciting. It's going to be fun. It's going to be hard and challenging. Like there's no team in the Olympics that's going to be an easy team. Everybody's worked to be there. And so regardless of who it is, it's going to be a challenge. And I think we're up for it. We put in the work. We're working now. And so yeah, I think honestly, it's just going to be a good time, and we'll see what happens.
Well, thank you very much for taking the time out of your day to do this. If you're ever back in the Anderson area, feel free to shoot us an email. Maybe we can do a follow-up story after all this is done. We'll be rooting you on here in the update.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys reaching out, and it's special and it's fun that Anderson kind of gets to be a part of that. It's part of my history, and so thank you to you guys for following up, and yeah, it's great.
No problem. Best of luck, Alexy. Wishing you the best.
Thank you. Appreciate it.